Well, hi everyone, it's Bronnie here again for another day in Bronnie's World, and it's the first Sunday in December, the Christmas month, the month of love, joy, peace, happiness, goodwill to all men on earth. Well, guys, I thought I would share with you a little preempt that led up to what Christmas is all about, or the birth of Jesus. And like anything that happens in life, there is something that always goes before. And because now the bird wants to be noisy, it was quiet up until now. Well, anyway, so I don't know how much you know of the birth of Jesus, but we're not going to get to that part. Before that, he had a cousin who was born before him, which was also a miracle in itself. Guys, back then, and before you all get hung up about when Jesus was born, that is not the point, okay? That is not the point. We're not worried about dates or anything like that, so just let it go, okay? It's the spirit of Christmas. It's the message and meaning behind Jesus' birth that's important. So, right, guys, now, John the Baptist, whether you've heard of him or not, he was preempted by the Lord, by God, to pave the way for Jesus. And he was born before Jesus, and he was a cousin of Jesus, right? And he was born to Zachariah and Elizabeth. Now, back then, they were both quite well up in age for a kind of really almost beyond childbearing age. They were quite an age. I don't know exactly the age, but it talks about the fact that they were really at the point of beyond childbearing years. Now, the thing was, Zechariah was a high priest, and when he was in that part of the temple and it was his turn to be in that room, whatever it is, at the altar sort of thing, on his own, he had a vision. He had the angel Gabriel come and talk to him. Well, he didn't know he was Gabriel until a little bit later in the story. And this angel appeared to him and told him that he and Elizabeth would have a child. They were to name him John, and he was not to drink wines or fermented drinks of any kind, and that he would pave the way for the one to come, sort of the Lord. And he would bring many back to the Father, and had a great message to bring. Now, Zechariah heard all this, and he was joyful of this, but he said to the angel, how would I know that this is to be true? We had no children. Elizabeth was barren, and they were at the point of beyond childbearing years. Well, the angel said to Zechariah, because of your disbelief in this message from God, from this day forth till the day that John was born, you shall not speak. And he was unable to speak. So, guys, watch what it is that you start doubting the Lord when he gives you a message, when he gives you a sign of things to come. He may make you silent and not allow you to speak until the time is right, or till the time is that he wants you to speak. So that was it. That was coming up. And John was to set the path for Jesus' ministry down the road. So that's just a little bit about, what was going on before Jesus was born. And then it's important because, John was filled with joy in his heart, even within his mother's womb. Because later on, and I will tell you about the foretelling of Jesus' birth next week, but John, even when he was in his mother's womb, knew who Jesus was. And it's a funny thing. I remember our eldest son, saying that, what, the mother of his son, saying that whenever she mentioned that his dad was coming while he was in her tummy, he jumped for joy in her tummy. So it is possible. Babies are not, that they know, right? They're not in there doing nothing. They hear, they sense, they know everything that's going on around them, even when they're in their mother's womb. So don't discount that. Give joy and love so they feel everything the mother feels. They sense great joy and love when people are around. Children are very deceptive to those who care about them and love them and truly love them, greater than what you and I as adults are. So don't discount that. Well, as we lead up to Christmas, just think about that and take some time out to think about the things that happened before Jesus' birth. Well, this is Bronnie signing out from another day here in Bronnie's World, asking you all really nicely to stay safe, stay informed, be empowered, but do not live in fear, my friends. And as my Chrissy shirt says, right here, can you see it? Kids need a stable background, right? And this is why I wanted to talk to you about this, because John and Jesus both had stable backgrounds to bring the message of the Lord to you all. Well, so when you've got giving your kids a stable background, you too will be powerful, beautiful, brilliant, and most definitely very brave. God bless you all. And I'll see you again tomorrow here in Bronnie's World.